Hey guys, so this video is in response to an article that Yahtzee Croshaw wrote on the escapistmagazine.com called under his extra punctuation um, series or column or whatever, and it's called "Don't Use the Word Gamer." So video is in response to that. I will provide a link to the article in the description underneath. I recommend you read it because it's well written. He has some funny jokes in there, and he does make a good argument, and he has a valid point. But I disagree. That's what this video is about. Of course, a lot of you should already know. I'm guessing a lot of the viewers who are interested in this video should already know Yahtzee Croshaw as the maker of Zero Punctuation. His video series also on the Escapist. So yeah. Anyway, description to the article is in the descript. Link to the article is in the description. I highly recommend you read it. I highly recommend you watch Zero Punctuation if you like video games, and so on with the main content, I guess. So basically, I'm going to be reading through the article and kind of counterpointing every point he makes as I scroll down. So the first argument he makes about why we shouldn't use the word gamer anymore is that the word gamer is associated with the negative stereotype of the sweaty nerd who is acne-ridden and smells of milk. The last one I don't quite get. But and he says how that will take forever to change, and to get that connotation changed. And the first thing I have to say is that it won't. I mean, definitions of groups and labels and stuff have their connotations changed all the time, and but that's not quite the main issue. Um, he goes on to say that gaming is nothing to be proud of, and how lately the word gamer is being associated with like a club, like the hardcore gamer, like we're gamers, we're proud, and uh, so on and so forth. And I agree that gaming isn't nothing to be especially proud of, but it's nothing to be ashamed of either. You shouldn't be calling yourself a gamer as part of this elite group of people who do this thing. But the word gamer as a label of something that you enjoy doing should be an accurate representation of your hobby of playing video games. Uh, uh, he says that video games aren't inherently important. I agree. I mean, playing a video game, getting to uh, I don't know. I want to say like level 100 in Gradius, just as a thing, or level, what was it, 120 in Pac-Man? But that sounds really dated. Getting the highest prestige on Modern Warfare, or beating Super Metroid, getting 100% in under 2 hours. That's the record, right? That's not going to change anything per se. I mean, uh, playing a video game really well could net you a job at something like what was his name? I think Seth Killigan, or Killigan, yeah, or Killian. I don't know, who got the job at Capcom for being really good at fighting games. But most of the time, 99%, it's not conductive to anything. It's not productive, and they aren't. Honestly, they aren't. But neither are a lot of forms of entertainment. That people aren't inherently ashamed of. So why should gaming be like that? And to people, they are important. I feel like gaming is important to me. I really enjoy them. I wouldn't know what to do with my free time without video games. And to other people, they're important. He says how they're important for his job because, of course, he makes a living reviewing and criticizing video games. And even if you don't make money off of it, or you don't enjoy it, well, I guess if you don't enjoy it, they're not important to you. But gaming is important as any other entertainment, and as any other medium of art, something else under debate. But that's not what this video is about. And he says that we don't have other names such as gamer for people who enjoy other mediums such as watching films or reading books. And we do. I mean, for people who really enjoy sports, which is nothing, he brings up that being a gamer isn't like being a professional sportsman. We do have a name for people who play sports and are, who really enjoy sports. They're called athletes or athletes. Yeah, athletes or jocks. I mean, and for people who watch film, we have a film buff, or we do have these other labels for other people who enjoy certain forms of entertainment, and that those groups aren't necessarily um, hurt or ashamed of those names or of what they mean. And I don't, and my I guess the what I think of the definition of the public definition of a film buff isn't that much more different than a gamer. Of course, I think maybe people think that gamers are are younger, probably, like just the public definition. I don't know. So there's that. On the later in the article, he goes on to girl gamers and how by calling themselves a girl gamer, they attract extra attention, and it kind of it's better, like it's this qualifier that makes you more important. And like I said, just because you're a gamer doesn't mean you consider yourself better or worse than anyone else. You shouldn't, as I said. But um, by adding the qualifier of being a girl, by putting that in, of course it's going to carry its own connotations. I mean, that works with any other label or group of people. The first one that comes to mind is like Jewish people. You could be a Jew. That doesn't carry that heavy of well, I guess it does, depending on who you talk to. But then if you call yourself an Orthodox Jew, then that brings more attention. That adds its own connotation to the word. And he argues later that people shouldn't be defined by something that they enjoy doing. And, I guess there's something in that. You shouldn't be defined, if, someone just sees you playing a video game, you shouldn't necessarily be defined as a gamer if that's not something you associate yourself with. And if you do associate yourself with being a gamer, and you don't care about the negative connotations, then go ahead. You should be able to call yourself a gamer without feeling any negative repercussions, and that renders this whole point moot. I mean, I I define myself as a gamer. I enjoy video games more so than any other form of entertainment. That doesn't mean I don't like movies or I don't like TV or I don't like running around. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that. Um, but I enjoy gaming. As I said, I enjoy it most of all. And I define myself and I associate myself with gaming, video games, gamerdom, whatever you want to call it. And I don't care about those negative connotations because they don't apply to me. Mostly because I'm too young for them to really apply for me as the guy who, a failure to launch type of guy, and really I'm not fat, but I guess that's more so thanks to my metabolism. And I don't smell of milk, but uh, I don't really drink that much milk. Don't like milk. Um, Also, I'm not really acne ridden, but I don't know, lucky skin, and I am a teenager, so I have acne. But anyway, just I enjoy gaming. I define myself as a gamer, and bull to those negative connotations. I don't care about them because they don't apply to me. As I said, I'm a gamer, and I'm fine with that. And he goes on to say he goes on more personally to say that he has trouble owning his bar because he opened a bar called the Mana Bar in Australia, and it's a bar where people can play video games. And he's saying that he's let's see what play video games, just scrolling through the article. But the whole image of a gamer bar is something we frequently come up against, he says. I tend to prefer calling it a bar where you could play video games because he feels that potential customers don't want to go there because they have that negative connotation of a gamer in mind. And that's definitely something I can't argue against in that position. but I'd like to say that just because you play video games doesn't necessarily mean you're a gamer, because that it's if it's just something you do and it's not something that you feel completely defines you, or something that you would define yourself as, something that plays a major part in your life, then that shouldn't even be a problem. Um, he says that most of his clientele aren't those sweaty nerd guys. But if they're still gamers, that just should improve the whole gaming stereotype, I guess. And people shouldn't, and that's really a problem with the person if they don't want to hang around people just because of a name associated with them. That's not a gamer's fault at all. Um, and then in the last relevant paragraph of the article, because he goes on to say how he's going on vacation, um, he says that being a gamer means that you're not normal. He says, let me quote the whole paragraph. I want people to say things like this. I wake up in the morning, I take a shower, I get on the bus to work. I play Doodle Jump on the bus, I go to work, I play Team Fortress 2 at a lunch break, I go home, I see a movie, some nights I go for a drink, and some nights I play Modern Warfare. I am normal. And there shouldn't be anything wrong with being a gamer, and being a gamer shouldn't detract from you being normal. If you play games, if you enjoy them, if you feel that they're a large enough part of your life that being called a gamer, or you calling yourself a gamer, would be accurate and would define you, then that shouldn't take away from you being any less normal than anyone who has any other hobbies. Um, just because you play a video game, or just because you really like video games, it doesn't mean you're not normal. Video games are fun. A lot of people think that video games are fun. A lot of people think movies are fun. Enjoy watching movies. If you don't enjoy watching movies, people won't call you, well, some people might call you a freak. But I don't see why liking one thing and not liking another, or liking one thing over another, has to take away from you being normal. And, well, normal is just a terrible concept and a terrible word in itself. But yeah, I just kind of have a problem with the a gamer, someone who I would call a gamer, and someone who I would call a gamer without any of that negative connotation that someone else who calls someone else a gamer might feel, um, kind of being insecure about what he does for a hobby, or what he does actually for a job, but he enjoys as a hobby, I would guess. Then again, who knows? He does tend to hate a lot of games, so that could just be a character, but that's not what this is about. I feel that if you really like video games, and, they're a large enough part of your life, and you want to call yourself a gamer, then you should be able to. You shouldn't be necessarily proud of yourself, because it's not something extraordinary, but you shouldn't be ashamed of it either. I mean, if you want to call yourself a gamer, go ahead, if you feel that it suits you. I feel it suits me. I'm fine with being called a gamer, and I'm fine with calling myself a gamer. And I feel that you should too, if you were to call yourself a gamer. And yeah, so that's that video. Your thoughts, if you have any thoughts about this, if you agree with Yahtzee, if you agree with me, if you have your own opinion, post a comment below, post a video response, whatever. Post in the forum on The Escapist. Either way, that's my 8 bits, because I'm trying to get that as my catchphrase, because that's my name on the... Yeah. Bye.